There are moments in life that change everything in a single heartbeat: a promotion, a wedding, a birth. But what happens when that life-changing moment arrives twice at once? Imagine being told you are going to be grandparents for the very first time. Your heart swells, your eyes fill with tears. Your mind races with dreams of tiny hands and first steps. And then, before you can even process it, you hear the words, "It's twins." Suddenly, joy multiplies, surprise deepens, and a wave of emotions you never expected crashes all at once. This isn't just about becoming grandparents. It's about becoming grandparents of two little lives at the same time. Double the heartbeat, double the blessing, double the emotion. Becoming a grandparent is one of life's most sacred transitions. It is a moment when time folds in on itself, when memories of raising your own children blend with dreams of guiding a new generation. But becoming grandparents of twins for the very first time is something entirely different. It is overwhelming, beautiful, surprising, and deeply transformative. In this video, we explore the raw emotions that fill the room when grandparents hear the unexpected news: the laughter, the tears, the silent worries, and the expanding love that seems to double in an instant. If you believe family moments are the true treasures of life, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who knows the power of a growing family. The moment the news is delivered, the world seems to pause. Grandparents who were just beginning to adjust to the idea of one grandchild suddenly find themselves standing at the edge of something far greater than they imagined. Their hearts leap before their thoughts can catch up. For a brief second there is silence, the kind of silence that carries disbelief, wonder, and awe all at once. Becoming grandparents for the first time already feels monumental, but twins introduce a new dimension to that transformation. The idea of two tiny lives growing side by side creates a vision so powerful that it almost feels unreal. In their minds, they see double cribs, double blankets, double sets of tiny socks. They imagine two newborn cries blending into one melody, and within that suspended moment, something shifts forever. They are no longer simply entering grandparenthood. They are stepping into a story that promises twice the laughter, twice the chaos, and twice the love. As the initial shock settles, joy begins to rise like sunlight after a sudden storm. It spreads slowly across their faces, turning confusion into radiant smiles. They may laugh unexpectedly, the kind of laughter that comes from emotional overload rather than humor. Their hands instinctively reach for each other, seeking reassurance that what they just heard is real. For many, memories of their own parenting years flood back with surprising clarity. They remember sleepless nights, tiny fingers gripping theirs, and the fragile yet powerful responsibility of nurturing a life. Now, the idea of watching their own child become a parent to two babies at once feels both poetic and profound. It is as if life is offering them a second chance to witness the miracle of infancy, but this time without the weight of full responsibility. Instead, they can stand in the sacred space of support, wisdom, and unconditional affection, ready to pour themselves into two new hearts. Yet alongside the joy, a whisper of worry inevitably appears. It does not diminish the happiness, but it adds depth to it. Twins mean double diapers, double feedings, double exhaustion for the new parents. Grandparents understand the practical realities immediately. Their experienced minds begin calculating logistics, imagining how their child will cope with sleepless nights and endless demands. Concern is born not from doubt, but from love. They know how demanding one baby can be, and the thought of two tiny humans requiring constant attention sparks protective instincts. Questions surface quietly. Will everything be healthy? Will the pregnancy go smoothly? Will their child feel overwhelmed? These thoughts do not overshadow the joy, but they coexist with it, creating a complex emotional landscape. Love, after all, is never simple. It is layered with hope and fear, excitement and caution, celebration and responsibility, all intertwined in a single powerful moment. In the days that follow, the reality begins to settle in more deeply. The announcement transforms from shocking news into a tangible future. Conversations revolve around names, nursery themes, and possible similarities or differences between the babies. Grandparents find themselves daydreaming in quiet moments, picturing two small faces looking up at them with curiosity. They wonder if the twins will mirror each other like reflections, or if they will grow into entirely distinct personalities despite sharing the same beginning. The idea of watching two lives develop side by side feels almost magical. There is something uniquely captivating about twins, a built-in companionship, a lifelong partner in childhood adventures. Grandparents imagine birthdays filled with coordinated cakes, shared laughter, and a bond that only siblings born together can truly understand. The future suddenly feels crowded in the most beautiful way, brimming with twice the milestones and twice the memories waiting to unfold. Preparation becomes both practical and symbolic. Grandparents may begin clearing space in their homes, not just physically but emotionally. Closets are reorganized to make room for extra baby blankets. Old toys are dusted off, some carefully preserved from their own children's early years. The act of preparing becomes a ritual of acceptance and anticipation. Each small action reinforces the reality that two new lives are on their way. They might start researching strollers built for two, laughing at the idea of maneuvering such a contraption through parks and sidewalks. Beneath the humor lies genuine excitement. The thought of pushing twin grandchildren side by side fills them with a sense of pride. They envision neighbors stopping to admire the babies, friends marveling at the rarity and beauty of twins. Preparation is no longer about readiness alone. It becomes a celebration in advance of the joy that is coming. As the pregnancy progresses, emotional investment deepens. Ultrasound images showing to tiny forms become treasured keepsakes. Grandparents study the grainy black and white pictures as if they were priceless works of art. They point out small details, convinced they can already see family resemblances in barely formed features. Each doctor's appointment becomes an event, each update a cause for renewed gratitude. The awareness that two fragile lives are growing simultaneously fosters a heightened sense of awe. It reminds them of the extraordinary complexity of creation. With twins, every milestone feels amplified. Hearing two heartbeats instead of one can bring tears instantly, a rhythmic reminder that life has doubled within a single womb. These moments strengthen their emotional connection long before the babies are born. The grandchildren already feel real, already loved, already woven into the fabric of the family story. There are also quiet, reflective evenings when grandparents sit alone and contemplate what this new chapter means for them personally. Becoming grandparents marks a shift in identity, a subtle but profound transformation. It signals the passing of time, the evolution of roles within the family. With twins, that shift feels even more significant. They realize they are stepping into a role that requires renewed energy, patience, and resilience. They may question whether they have the stamina to keep up with two toddlers running in opposite directions someday. But beneath those doubts lies determination. Love often awakens strength that logic cannot explain. They remind themselves that grandparenthood is not about perfection or endless vitality. It is about presence. It is about showing up consistently, offering stability and warmth. The thought of two little voices someday calling them by a cherished grandparent name fills them with motivation that overrides any lingering hesitation. Family dynamics also begin to evolve around the news. Siblings, relatives, and friends react with amazement, and the grandparents find themselves at the center of the excitement. They become storytellers, recounting the moment they heard about the twins over and over again. Each retelling carries the same sparkle of disbelief and joy. The news strengthens bonds within the extended family, creating a shared sense of anticipation. Plans for baby showers expand, gifts multiply, and laughter echoes through gatherings. Grandparents may feel a surge of pride not only in the upcoming grandchildren but also in their own child, who is about to embark on an extraordinary parenting journey. Watching their son or daughter prepare for twins evokes admiration and empathy. They remember their own early days of parenthood and feel a renewed respect for the courage it takes to raise children. As the due date approaches, anticipation becomes almost tangible. Grandparents keep their phones close, ready for the call that will announce the beginning of labor. Sleep becomes lighter, patience thinner, emotions closer to the surface. The waiting period feels longer than expected, filled with both excitement and underlying tension. Twins often carry additional medical considerations, and grandparents are acutely aware of this reality. their prayers, hopes, and positive thoughts intensify. They may find themselves reflecting on how little control humans truly have over life's most important events. In this waiting, humility grows. They understand that love means accepting uncertainty. It means trusting that whatever unfolds will be met with courage and unity. The approaching birth is no longer an abstract future event. It is an imminent transformation that will redefine their hearts forever. The day of birth arrives like a tidal wave of emotion. The call comes and everything else fades into the background. Grandparents feel adrenaline surge through them, as if they themselves are about to cross a life-altering threshold. Time seems distorted. Minutes stretch into hours as they await updates. When the news finally confirms that both babies have arrived, relief washes over them with overwhelming force. Tears flow freely, unrestrained and unapologetic. Seeing the first photos, two tiny faces wrapped in hospital blankets, can feel almost surreal. The reality that there are now two grandchildren instead of one is both astonishing and profoundly grounding. In that instant, all previous worries dissolve into gratitude. They are officially grandparents, not of one, but of two beautiful new lives. The title they now carry feels heavier, richer, and infinitely more meaningful than they ever imagined. The first physical meeting with the twins becomes a memory etched permanently into their hearts. Holding one baby in each arm may not be possible at once, but even taking turns creates a rhythm of affection. They study each face carefully, searching for familiar features, noticing subtle differences. One might seem calmer, the other more alert, yet both radiate vulnerability and promise. The weight of a newborn against their chest triggers a deep emotional response that words cannot fully capture. It is a blend of nostalgia and novelty, a recognition of something ancient and something entirely new. They feel protective in a way that surprises them, as if a primal instinct has awakened. These are not just babies. They are extensions of their family's legacy. In their smallness lies immense significance, representing continuity, growth, and the enduring power of love across generations. In the weeks that follow, reality sets in more fully. Visiting the household reveals the beautiful chaos of life with newborn twins. There are bottles lined up like soldiers, laundry multiplying endlessly, and moments of exhaustion etched into the new parents' faces. Grandparents step in where they can, offering meals, holding a baby so the other can sleep, providing reassurance when doubts arise. They witness firsthand the magnitude of raising two infants simultaneously. Yet within the fatigue, they also see extraordinary resilience. Their child adapts, learns, and grows stronger with each passing day. This observation fills them with pride. Supporting a family with twins requires teamwork, and grandparents become an essential part of that system. They realize that their role is not to solve every challenge, but to create a foundation of stability. In doing so, they discover a renewed sense of purpose that enriches their own lives. As months pass, the twins begin to reveal distinct personalities. Grandparents delight in observing subtle differences. One may laugh more readily, the other may study the world with thoughtful intensity. Watching them interact with each other becomes a source of endless fascination. There is something extraordinary about witnessing two individuals who have shared every moment since conception continue their journey side by side. Grandparents feel privileged to observe this bond from the very beginning. Each smile, each coo, each synchronized movement reinforces the miracle of their arrival. The initial shock of hearing its twins has transformed into deep appreciation. The worry that once lingered quietly has softened into trust. They see that love truly expands to accommodate whatever life brings. Their hearts, which once questioned how they could divide attention between two babies, now understand that love does not divide. It multiplies effortlessly. With time, the experience of becoming grandparents of twins for the first time reshapes their understanding of family. They recognize that life's greatest blessings often arrive in unexpected forms. The surprise that once left them speechless has become a cherished origin story they will share for years. They understand now that the double emotion they felt on that first day was a reflection of life's abundance. Joy and worry walked hand in hand, each enhancing the other, creating a fuller and more meaningful experience. Through sleepless nights, hospital visits, laughter-filled afternoons, and quiet reflections, They have discovered that love is not limited by quantity. To grandchildren do not dilute affection, they amplify it. In embracing the surprise, the responsibility, and the overwhelming tenderness of welcoming twins, they have stepped into a chapter that will define their later years with vibrancy, purpose, and immeasurable gratitude. Becoming grandparents of twins for the first time is more than a surprising announcement. It is a profound reminder that life's most powerful blessings often come in unexpected multiples. The shock, the joy, the quiet worry, and the overwhelming love all weave together into a story that reshapes the heart forever. Two tiny lives arrive at once, and suddenly the world feels fuller, louder, brighter. In the end, it is not about the extra diapers or the sleepless nights. It is about witnessing love expand beyond what seemed possible. Double the emotion becomes double the gratitude, double the pride, and double the legacy carried into the future.